Hello and welcome everybody to our Rise of Skywalker discussion stream. This is going to be rather interesting. Hopefully we don't get too all over the place, but it should be fun at the very least. Please welcome to the stream my guest.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Also, welcome, Abigail.
Heyo, everyone.
Hello. Let me see. I need to. Yeah. We also have a few more people coming in. Please welcome. Where is it? Ah.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Here today.
Yep. And we have one more person. Welcome to Asylum.
The dark side.
Greetings, everybody.
By the way, have any of you guys heard about that rumored J.J. Abrams treatment for Episode 8?
I have seen that. Yeah.
The treatment for Episode 8?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Supposedly, Overlord DVD did a video about it.
All right, I'll have to look into that later.
It was so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome. I gotta welcome some people from the chat. Welcome, Occupation Army. Welcome, Zadir. Yeah, Christmas has come early, though it's gonna come again. With all that word implies, with Kirk Cameron saving Christmas next Tuesday. Yeah, welcome Space Ace Junk. Welcome Johan. Andra Estea Van Lustra. Welcome Fanatical Tactician. Agent Yokai Zero, always a pleasure. Raptor in the top hat, good to see you. Alrighty. And Wolf. Yeah, Wolf. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Can I just say this particular Christmas present someone shit in?
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I can't eat anymore.
Well, okay, so what do we want to do first? So, probably I don't know whether to do memes first or I think we'll hold off on the memes for another stream. We'll probably do that writer's showcase or something. Yeah.
We will need them after this discussion.
Yeah, we'll probably. Yeah, after this discussion, yeah. So I think the Rise of Skywalker kind of is I think it's definitely informed on by The Last Jedi. So what are kind of like broadly like 2-minute blurb of how The Last Jedi makes what we think of The Last Jedi.
I'll go first. I have something actually I want to say about this for real. And I mentioned this in the Discord the other day. When I was a kid, and this relates. When I was a kid, 50% of my video game library was full of Star Wars games. In fact, most of my Xbox collection still is. I collected the Lego sets. I built all of them. I still have a bunch of them too, still put together just because I like them. They're neat. Luke Skywalker was my hero. He encapsulated everything I wanted to be in a person: noble, good, willing to, save somebody else. By the time Episode 9 ended, everything I believe in is dead. Everything I've ever loved is dead. A part of me died that day. That's how bad that movie was for me.
Yeah. So what about episode? So episode 8 was the same.
Episode 8 was was kind of the first bit being chopped away. It was a large chunk, but Rise of Skywalker was just kind of the thing that just killed it, if you know what I mean. Like, there was almost a chance to save it, but actually that's not true. But you get what I mean. Like, it's pissing on the grave at Episode 9.
What a boring mess that movie was.
Oh.
I remember every 5 seconds I kept complaining about it because I was watching on a stream on Discord a couple weeks ago or months ago because I was doing a whole Star Wars stream, like all the way from 1 all the way to episode 8's the last one, right?
Episode 9.
No, 9.
Oh yeah,
So-
all the way to episode 9 with
Yeah.
Rogue One and
Yeah.
Solo in between.
Yeah. So okay. So my thoughts on TLJ were I actually kind of I was kind of like I liked it the first time, but it was kind of the same way that I liked the Transformers movies the first time I watched it. It was kind of just I was watching it passively. It's like, oh, that's surprising, and I liked the throne room fight. That was kind of the major thing that I liked about it. And then I actually analyzed that fight like as a fight, and I'm just like, on the basics of choreography, this isn't a very good fight. This is but then like the plot structure is just like all over the place. It just has so much like it's using like what they're trying to do with this movie that just becomes like, Ryan, this could have been easily edited down and you still could be able to get some of these payoffs. It's just frustrating to me.
Are we gonna talk about what could have been done to make the movie better? Because my biggest problem, like seriously, I could forgive everything. I can't forgive what they did to Luke. That's the thing. That's the thing I can't forgive.
There's a certain hate I get out of feeling vindicated for predicting that Luke would die by the end of The Last Jedi, but the way they changed his characterization in The Last Jedi made me feel like
he had to die.
Oh. Did he have to go like not even the way he went out? It's just like the way he's like, oh yeah, I'm just this guy out here that drinks green milk or whatever the hell it was,
and likes to murder children now,
and turned back to
children.
like being gone from the reluctant hero, and turned into the reluctant mentor and all this other crap. I'm like, this is your chance to turn around. What happened to Kylo? Nope. He's got to be completely reluctant and just for the Return of the Jedi.
Here's the thing though, like Luke's characterization, if put in the right direction, it could have worked, because way I saw it going was like, maybe Luke's the villain, like not in the Sith sort of way, but in the Paladin sort of way, like all evil must be eradicated. That would have been interesting to turn the Jedi Code on its head. That would have subverted your expectations.
Yeah, that would need imagination. That's the problem.
Yeah. He was never properly trained, so he didn't know how to properly deal with someone who might fall to the dark side. Looks at Kylo and goes, I think I'm going to murder him for other people. And like, oops.
But the fact that it's his nephew, like, seriously, like, maybe he was going around, and the moment Darkseid started popping up, maybe he was doing, like, he took that Jedi Peacekeeper thing to its extreme in the way that, in the way that the Sith take everything to their extreme. You know what I mean? And then at the end, it's Rey and Kylo versus Luke. That would have been somewhat satisfying and a good way to basically said, all Jedi isn't as good as no Sith. Like, there's still issues.
Mhm.
And he wasn't accountable to anyone but himself, and at least he feels guilty for how things turned out and didn't turn into a raging complete asshole. He's just
Exactly.
I don't like the full arc in 8. No,
I prefer the EU Luke, but if you have to subvert it, at least do something creative.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Leia should have died in episode 8. Like,
Easily.
when the bridge was blown up, they should have ended her. I thought she was going to die right there and then Mary Poppins comes on, and I'm just speechless because I couldn't believe they did this with our Leia Organa.
Yeah.
like, I'm not super familiar with the EU, the extended universe, but I feel like they could have. Oh, Luke is dead, but don't worry, there is another. But the way they handled the final trilogy in the end, and the way they didn't really, they didn't earn Leia doing that to save her own life. You know what I mean? They didn't.
Yes.
No.
She could
No,
pull
they
that
didn't.
off. So it comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, I'm just vaguely aware enough of the EU that this is a thing that could even happen. People that aren't go, what the hell is that? I don't like this.
The weirdest thing was, it just seems as though the directors just either hate each other, do not communicate well, don't hate each other's work, or all of the above.
I'm pretty sure it's all the above.
Okay, you have to share the Star Wars Lego with your brother. I want to be the Emperor. No, I want to be the Emperor. Last week the Emperor died. Yeah, well, he came back.
Since the weirdest thing is, when Ryan was asked, so was Leia trained, and she's like, no, it was all on instinct. And then JJ seemingly deliberately says Leia was trained by Luke.
Don't forget, he
takes
Episode 9,
which is
If there was some kind of outline for the entire trilogy from either one team or one voice, they could have snuck something in there somewhere other than ramming it into the third movie.
They had an outline. Lucas gave them one.
Yes, and they JJ had something for Ryan, but essentially Kennedy just gave it to him all right, here are some ideas you could use, but you have your freedom, so you can do whatever the fuck you want.
There is a value to that, but yeah, there's a certain back and forth between the different directors that are looking at the trilogy as a whole.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems here.
Oh,
I
God.
want to like it, but in hindsight, and the more I learn how to write and tell stories, the worse it looks.
Yeah.
But these the worse as these movies are, it still cannot compare to the behind the scenes of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
That's another kind of worms.
Yeah, just even watching the director and the Jedi, it's Rian Johnson's kind of throwing money around and kind of just wasting money a little bit, but it's not. It's just typical indie director gets giant budget, decides to kind of play around with some new toys. It's fine.
I just don't understand why they let an indie director do this. Disney is known for playing it safe. Why did they not just rope JJ in for 3 movies?
Maybe he refused? I don't know. But
But then he came back.
But this part of the reason I try to avoid the developers of a video game or directors of a movie talk about and try to excuse what they're doing or explain it is that inside the media should be able to itself. Like, I shouldn't need to go to a novel in the extended universe or
fucking behind the
with
scenes.
J.J. Abrams in order to feel good about the quote-unquote Mary Poppins scene. Like, the media itself, even all 9 movies together, in some way should be able to tell that story without having to go outside the media to make it okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to the behind-the-scenes stuff, it's for more stuff, not to excuse the story that I don't like.
Yeah.
Hey, it made sense to us creatively to do it, so that's why we did it.
But here,
Yeah.
but it's like I said on the gender stream. No one wants to tell a full story anymore. It has to be piecemeal, and then you have to buy the editions like it's fucking DLC.
Yeah. I think another issue is just like I think like at least I could say that Ryan isn't just writing scenes so that he can show off the actors emoting faces.
Oh,
he's
triggered.
Like at least Ryan, like, I don't question Rian Johnson's basic functionality as an adult human being.
He's on Twitter. I question
it.
I question every adult who's on Twitter's functionality as an adult.
Yeah.
He's at least articulate about his creative choices. Like, he can talk about. All David Benioff says is that creatively it made sense to us, and just pawns off questions to his actors. But let's move on from Game of Thrones. Let's keep things focused.
All right.
Yeah. So, topic. Let's get all of the dumb plot holes out of the way so we can get to the really broken stuff, which is like the story, themes, and characters of this whole series.
Oh no.
Well, it's pretty much everything in the plot. Everything that happens is pretty broken, but
this plot has not only more holes than Swiss cheese, it has so many holes that I don't even think there is a plot to begin with.
It's like someone just took a minigun and just fucking shredded a piece of metal with it. Like,
Exactly.
No, here's what I think. When the script was done, JJ and then Ryan threw it in the air and put it into a ceiling fan, and then they just re-put it back together, ignoring the pages they lost.
I was about to say they fucking put it on the ground and fucking ordered a fucking warthog strike on that damn thing.
Exactly, it's a little manga sponge.
But in specifics, though, like, no, and especially in this movie, I have seen video games with a tighter plot and a better, like, this would have been a shitty, what's it called? Not Far Cry. Uncharted, yes. I already hate the Uncharted games. Those are not fun to play. And this would have been the worst Uncharted game I've ever played.
Episode 9 felt the most like, we need these cool set pieces, and then whatever excuse of a plot device to go from point A to point B. More than
exactly.
I'm getting White Hunt flashbacks now.
Let the lady talk. Let the lady talk.
Sorry.
Let the lady talk.
That was just the point. It's like we have these letter A, B, C, and D, and let's just use whatever line of dialogue gets from A to B and just go and do the cool things. And some of them do look cool, but like the setup, earning them, it's like, oh, suddenly the Emperor's clones now. I'm not even going to look at the EU. I'm not even going to look at Wikipedia. Why?
Like the Star Destroyers coming up.
But like I was saying yesterday, though, I've been watching the Resident Evil movies. Those have better set pieces than Skywalker.
Yes. One thing I really hated when I saw the movie was the scenes existed only to be in the trailers. Certain scenes existed only to be in the trailers. The moment where Kylo wants to run over Rey, even though he wants to corrupt her to the dark side, is only there because they wanted it to be in the trailers. and it doesn't even make sense in the context of the movie. It's just so random that it feels out of place.
Another issue is quick fix the movie.
Oh yeah,
Because,
every
like-
time something bad happens, there's always a solution with
or
it.
even like moderately character developy, like Falcon's on fire, might be broken, Rey's angry, 5 minutes later, fixed.
BB-8's
Exactly.
broken.
Hands the lightsaber to Leia, says, "I will earn your brother's saber." 5 minutes later, she gets the saber back, having done
Yes.
something.
Well, that was pointless.
Yes.
This gun was supposed to come off the mantle by the end of the story, not 5 seconds after you put it on the hook.
Yes.
Pretty much. Yeah.
My expectations were subverted.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh no. Alright. Wait.
What?
Light speed skipping. Let's begin with this atrocity.
Absurd.
This
that part's really
like
dumb.
all the things. Fucking hell,
The thing is, the chance to hit either a star or nothing or an asteroid or a planet are so much higher than any of those locations they visited
Oh my god.
that I'm surprised they survived. My theory is, if that was truly happened, this was just a fever dream and they all died after the first hyperspace jump.
No.
You know, remember
Sorry.
that the hyperspace jumped? Where it was like a bunch of rods or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like were there
an
rods
industrial
behind there?
factory.
Yeah,
It just
was
looked like an
there
industrial factory.
yeah, was there like one behind them when they jumped out of hyperspace? Like they should have been fucking toast.
1 second, people. I just need to hop off for about 10 minutes. Please entertain the chat.
All right.
Okay, anybody got any juggling equipment?
Well,
Wait, what?
I'm bad at juggling, and my webcam is currently turned off.
Oh.
look, I can only juggle guns. Okay, I can only juggle guns, nothing else.
You
I
start
have-
to juggle, like everybody's dead around. I'm like, oh,
I
And
juggle.
they have to be loaded. They have to be loaded. The
Yeah,
balance.
why
better
so?
than that. You
Yes,
gotta put up the
I
stakes.
know.
Okay,
I hate
JJ.
this.
you gotta put up the stakes all the time, JJ. I see there.
higher,
Voice was
stakes higher. There we go. Not high enough. Higher, more setup. Like, and then take it
No,
down.
you
like,
need
oh,
more guns. No, bigger guns. No, you gotta
No,
juggle 88s now.
no. Every Star Destroyer has to have a fucking planet-destroying weapon underneath, and it is the stupid thing is those weapons, those guns are like the weak points of a boss. Like an boss enemy. They are even glowing red.
Isn't this the thing with the gun? Isn't that how the big spaceship was defeated in motherfucking Independence Day?
Yes, but in Independence Day it was
It had
more
shields in that
earned.
one here.
They also nuked it, and they set up that we got a new kid right in the spot that the hole in the.
No,
shield
no, I'm
where the
talking
gun
about-
comes out.
I'm talking about what Randy. Sorry, I'm talking about what Randy Quaid did. Like when he
Yeah.
flew up into it, and it kind.
But he had an armed nuke on his ship on his plane when he did that.
It wasn't a nuke; it was just a missile.
Right, not a
Um,
nuke.
Yeah.
Occupation Army.
Yeah.
That's Occupation Army. That's simply explained. The thing is, he isn't allowed to speak the language, and he isn't allowed to translate it into a different language, which is why he cannot tell them where to go. They could have you.
Pointed at a map.
Yes, I want to say that. Either they could have said, "All right, let's let him point at the star map," but let's theorize that they didn't have a map in the region where it was played, because unknown regions. All of this trilogy is in the unknown regions. By the way, we haven't seen any major planet. We haven't been to Coruscant. We haven't been to any known location from before, but it felt all like we were just on not Tatooine constantly. Like, stop it with those stupid desert planets.
Oh, it's not Hoth. It's a salt planet.
Oh God!
You know what I just realized too? In Rogue One, one of the ships tries to hyperspace out when the Star Destroyer hyperspace is in, and it doesn't cause that holdo maneuver. That thing just smashes on the side of the Star Destroyer and blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
so
Fanatic, that's an interesting idea. Like that maybe free CPO could translate it into the droid language. Tell it R2 speaks it to him back, and then he can translate it. But I guess that would be taken care of by not even allowed to translate it into droid language.
If they weren't allowed to speak it, why would they learn to be able to use it at all? Like understand?
I can understand that because you could override it when you when you need it. Like if you have a good droidsmith or technician in general, you could override it when you have to use it. And in general, it's not that absurd that they can that these rules exist. The stupid thing is, the stupid thing about this rule is, even if there stands something that is completely harmless, like I don't know, hug puppies or something in Sith language, he still isn't allowed to speak it.
Here's my question though. Like in regards to the Sith language, supposedly the Sith are an extinct race by the time of Episode 1. Well, they are, just period. Why would any droid know this language if it hasn't been spoken in nearly 1,000 years?
The reason is there are still many texts of the Sith language lying around, and many places have still this language written upon them. So if you need this protocol droid to translate this, you can turn it on again so that they can translate it, and then they can translate it to you.
But again, it's a dead language. It's been dead for 1,000 years or so.
I'll just take a step back and realize this was just all contrived for the plot and nothing else.
That's true too. Yeah.
Fanatic, that's just what I said. He can't do that because he can't even tell it in droid language. He can't translate it into droid language. That's why they can't do this. That's what I just spoke about.
But you know what I did today, just to compound my suffering. Actually,
What?
I watched through the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special to see how bad it was, and you know what? It is a good follow-up to Rise of Skywalker because they made Legos boring, and Rise of Skywalker made Star Wars boring.
The thing is, The Last Jedi killed Star Wars, and Rise of Skywalker buried it.
The only good part about that movie was the Obi-Wan hello there part.
No, that's the thing. The neatest idea they have, where this giant battle where time is just taking it up the ass, and it's only on screen for not even a moment, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
The only good part. I wanted to see these character interactions.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. I hate every fight scene they had. Like, all those fight scenes with the lightsabers were terrible. They are awful, especially the one in The Last Jedi. That was just terrible. Shad has done a great effort of deconstructing that trash.
I like to see. Oh,
sorry, no, go ahead. I was just bitching.
I was about to say, like, the only thing the one thing I always like to think about is to put like a medieval knight against one of these two people and just watch them get creamed. Because they'll try to do like that stupid spinny thing and they'll just get cut down instantly. Like, I want to see that. Or like Anakin versus Rey and Obi.
Oh, yes. Darth Vader against Kylo. Darth Vader against Kylo. Come on. That would be amazing.
No, you want to see it.
They almost did it in the fucking Lego movie, but even then it's like, what's the fucking point anymore? It's just stupid.
That's not fight choreography. That's just plastic hitting plastic.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I know we're still on plot here, but interesting thing of note, and I was talking about this on the stream when we were watching it last night. My cousin, He's a he's a literature major. He studied the classics from Greek to medieval to Italian, all of that. He said the moment you have the comic relief character becoming a major plot point, your entire story has failed.
That was C-3PO.
Yes, C-3PO was always a comic relief character, and the moment you have the comic relief character, like in a traditional story like Star Wars is supposed to be, you have failed at telling your story. You have lost all, credit, all integrity and credit in this type of storytelling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Womp womp. So we could just delete this trilogy from existence and we can move on. Goodbye, everybody.
They're trying now.
See, this is why I got a new mic stand, so people won't hear my keyboard.
Nice.
Hear my keyboard, that's why I'm not typing.
That was mine. Sorry. Alright, what plot holes do we have here? There are so many, it's hard to choose one.
Remember how I talked about...
I wish I would have gone through the movie one more time before I started the stream.
Yeah, it's... We watched it yesterday night. I was there only halfway through because it was getting quite late on my side of the world, so like 3 o'clock in the night. Yeah, I was getting tired.
Me, Dunn, Nihilus, and one other guy, actually... Fanatic, yeah, was with us during that time, during watching the movie. And
why does no one ever ping me?
We did. I thought we did ping.
Yes, we did. Dunn did that.
Yeah.
He wrote that.
But the whole reason it came about was because I didn't have the movie, so I was gonna go out to Walmart and buy it, like just to rewatch it. But I was like, and one, they didn't have it, which was kind of shocking, and two, it was kind of like, do I really want to spend $20 on this piece of shit? And then when all of us were watching, I was like, thank God I didn't waste my goddamn money.
No, you should buy the 4K Blu-rays of fucking Lord of the Rings.
I have the extended edition Blu-rays, not the 4K, but I watched those a month or two ago, and those were wonderful. I enjoyed those.
I watched some of the small clips from the 4K Blu-ray, and oh my god!
Oh, the dagger! Oh,
yeah, I was about to point out people are talking about the dagger in chat.
Okay.
Forget about the dagger. Well, we kind of forgot about the dagger.
There was some comment I saw that described this stupid dagger pretty well. Finding this dagger was like finding a 2,000-year-old Mayan dagger, which is in the shape of an U.S. aircraft carrier and leads you to the nuclear launch codes of the world's nuclear arsenal.
I'm pretty sure that was a plot of a Bond movie at some point. But here's the thing.
Hey,
that is one of the... Good.
Hey, it creative made sense to us, so we did it.
That's my life.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that dagger, though. Why is it like why does it require a blood sacrifice to use the ruler? Like, why do I have to give it blood?
Wait, what? They had to do that?
Yeah, because if you think about it, the only way Rey can get it open is she has to slice her thumb on it, and then it turns into the ruler.
Did she do that?
Yeah, I watched it last night.
What? I never saw that. Oh, this is so stupid. That doesn't even make sense, even though it's a Sith dagger. I know the Sith traditions. I know a lot about the Sith, and this doesn't make sense, even for the Sith.
But the other thing is, why is it why is it that the middle of the dagger looks the way it did? Like, she didn't even use the dagger per se. She was using the ruler part to determine where it needed to be.
Why does a dagger have a ruler?
Yeah. The thing is, she had to position it on the wreckage and then pull out the ruler, so it would point to the location where they had to go.
It is just...
It was just for lining it correctly up.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like it's still a really stupidly designed weapon. Like the primary function of a dagger is to kill.
What do you mean by Damnation? No.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's your opinion, man. Daggers can be used for a lot of
Like rulers and shit.
No,
Cutting
wait.
thumbs and eating dinner. That's what daggers are for.
wait. Oh, all right, we're gonna change our entire metric system. We're now gonna measure things by how many daggers it is.
It's wait. I remember. It's McMuffin number 3. The daggers McMuffin number 3.
So how many ruler daggers do I need to socially distance?
About
Only one.
12.
You only need one. The Wayfinders. All right, let's talk about the Wayfinders and how stupid they were.
Maybe 3 Frodo's stings. I have Sting right here, so I can measure how many I need.
You can measure how many. Okay. If I am 60 miles away from the from Mount Doom, how many hobbits will I need to get there?
How many stings do I need?
Oh my goodness.
I need to get Narsil. I need to complete my collection.
But I still don't understand why they changed the Wayfinder, which was clearly supposed to be a Sith holocron. Despite the fact it was a completely different color, but again, it's well known that Sith holocrons are like a triangle shaped or
they are pyramid shaped. Yes. The thing is, I have no clue. My only guess is because they had made this so specific, this thing, that they couldn't call it a holocron, because a holocron is a storage unit for knowledge of the Force. The thing is, this Wayfinder only leads you to Exegol. Yes, there is knowledge of the Sith on Exegol, but still you couldn't truly say it's an holocron because it stores this location. So the only the reason they are calling it a Wayfinder is because, firstly, it's because also they didn't want to alienate the normies.
Here's the thing.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, though, about that too. That would be like saying.
Oh, we kind of forgot about Dunn.
But hold on. I want to make a point here. So you're telling me they took a Sith holocron, and like let's pretend I bought $128 gigabyte flash drive, and all I did to it was put a map on it. All that wasted freaking space.
Oh my gosh, the R2 scene in the beginning. That was so dumb.
The stupid thing
remember
is,
how long it took to download the fucking Death Star plans in Rogue One?
yes.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing? Okay, let's talk about the stupid moment in the beginning where we get the information from this stupid alien. Yes, exactly. And do you remember how thick that wire was to transfer a few lines of information towards R2-D2? They could have just put that information on a USB drive, threw it into the hatch, and say, go and win the war, goodbye, and shut the hatch.
No, we got to do it like the EFAP way. We just put a milk in a bottle and toss it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
One little funny thing was when the Knights of Ren first show up, and the Stormtrooper, everybody thinks... Everybody says that okay, I don't know whether or not this is a like re-edit later, or if it was actually intentional and we just didn't hear it. Because in the theater, it sounds like they say "cool, Knights of Ren, cool,
ghouls."
But
ghouls doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but when you see the subtitles on Rise of Skywalker on Disney Plus, it says ghouls.
But that's the thing. In theaters, I heard ghouls. I actually legitimately heard ghouls, and I'm thinking, what are you talking about? I still was confused.
You know.
Exactly, occupation army. Let Ray translate this stupid Sith language.
You'd think in a
Because-
galaxy with that many languages, they'd have some professional linguists that they could just like, hey, you, what does this mean?
Protocol droids are the professional linguists.
I was
That's
gonna
the
say.
point of their existence.
I feel like the protocol droids are more like the Google Translate of the Star Wars universe. That doesn't mean they can translate an unknown language. It just means they can parrot all the known languages, which is a separate thing. But yeah, I think so. Like, I can't take complete credit for that because someone in chat just said have C-3PO not be able to translate the Sith language. They're done.
Yeah. One thing.
It's the fact that
Why
he just doesn't
say
have permission.
ghouls?
It's just that he doesn't have permission to speak this language. It's just like,
We had that, yes.
why?
I'll tell you why. No one is logged in as an admin. The password died with Anakin.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It would have died with Sword Sidious, but he came back apparently. So
Oh, but Sidious didn't know about
Darth Sidious kind of
3PO.
forgot he died. So,
Yeah.
Oh! By the way, the Lego movie doesn't explain that either. You watch him fall down the reactor core again, but it doesn't explain how he survives. The one thing that movie could have done.
the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah.
Why
Was
did
that a
they
Dr.
say
Halsey line?
ghouls?
I don't know. Probably because ghouls sounds creepy.
But hold on, what is a
That
ghoul
doesn't
in the
make
Star
s-
Wars universe?
Yeah, that's the
idea.
thing. The only ghoul that exists in Star Wars are the red ghouls on Taris, and this is a plague. Me and Johan are laughing our ass off in the hangout right now.
Please share the joke. Please.
Share it with the class.
Yeah.
It's not fair that
Yeah.
only 2 people get the joke. The whole class should have some of the joke.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just think like the whole so many things about this movie just don't add up or make sense. And it's just like in the plot logic, kind of like I think that you could have had a decent plot, but the problem is the plot is so broken that it has ripple effects on the characters, and the characters are the real bedrock on which Star Wars is built.
Yeah,
Star-
they had no characters. That's the problem.
We have facsimiles.
It feels like the plot that would have made this as amazing a feeling as maybe people had in the 70s is like it's right over there. It's just out of reach. Almost got it, and then no. And it's like it feels like they've almost got to the point where it could be an amazing movie, and it's not
I
for
feel-
many of the reasons we've been talking about.
I feel very
Yes.
unappreciated right now.
The movie is one big
Yeah.
joke. Oh, bloody hell.
I will be the first to say this, Abrams. You're a hack. You've never done anything good, and I don't know why you still have a job.
Don't talk about my movies that way.
I'm
You're
talking
not a
about
real
Lost
critic.
too. Your TV show sucked.
Your stupid mystery box bullshit brought us into this mess in the first place.
Hey, my history boxes work. It was Brian Johnson's fault the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Did you even have any idea what were supposed to be in those mystery boxes when you first created them?
I thought that was the ray gun, maybe.
I'll be honest, if I was face to face with J.J. Abrams, I'd probably be too nervous to even open my mouth to speak.
No, I would scream at him. Like, he's part of the destruction of Star Wars. He has lost every credibility he has for me.
Here's the other problem too. It's that when George Lucas made Star Wars, seriously, when he made Star Wars, he had a story he wanted to tell. On the surface, or when you dig deep down, it's a very simple story. It's very basic, but at the same time, he knew what he was doing in order to flesh it up. Now, granted, he had a lot of people there helping him, but he still had a basic story he wanted to tell, and he told it well. JJ, Ryan,
don't.
Kathleen, none of them know what they don't have a story to tell. They're not writers. They're not storytellers. They're what's the word here? They're Hollywood directors. They're Hollywood
They're money people. They're money people.
I've said before that I'm tone deaf to voice at this point in my craft. I don't hear it in my own work or other people, but I look at the 7, 8, 9. I'm like, there's a separate voice for each of those movies, and I don't like this.
Yeah,
I just can't describe it beyond that on a very conceptual level. Like I can't pick out the voices inconsistencies, but I know that there is inconsistencies from movie to movie to movie.
Yeah, there's a very different tone. Ryan,
Greetings, DB.
Yeah. So, if I were to kind of describe the tone, the voices of the 3 sequel trilogies, like it's a good point that you brought up, and it's kind of made me thinking. I think that like it's kind of like Episode 7 is very much like original Star Wars clone. Like they're trying to replicate as much of like the original trilogy as they can. Like
copycat.
Let's not get started with fucking Rise. Episode 7. I really hated that movie for all those fucking. Look at this. Remember this? Like we're fucking children or something.
Yeah.
I feel like on some level. Sorry.
Oh no, go for it.
I feel like on some level they were going to be either people were going to argue that this is too different or this is too much the same. But looking at the whole trilogy now, it feels like they made the wrong choice about making it quote unquote rhyme with 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of all the other inconsistencies. Like, no, it didn't work out over the trilogy. Go ahead.
The problem is they wanted an underdog story again, but we had the underdog story. Why don't give us something like, I don't know, Old Republic? Like we have 2 great galactic governments fighting, an empire that has rebuilt, and the New Republic in giant space battles and battlegrounds on the ground.
And morally ambiguous characters caught between the 2 sides.
Exactly. That could have been perfectly done with Kylo Ren. He could have been on the side of the Jedi, but he could have seen that there are good reasons why the people have joined this First Order Empire rip-off. And maybe over time he would have joined them, and maybe you could say Rey was on the side of the Empire, but later on realized she wants to be a Jedi and not a Sith. Or something like that. They could have done so much more and so much better, but they were lazy. They wanted the quick money with the franchise, and so they didn't plan. They threw everything into a few baskets and they lost severely.
Yeah, big problem. And it just seemed like Ryan is kind of like Ryan is very much trying to. Both Ryan and JJ seem to be going for quick fixes in both of their movies. But Last Jedi has a much slower pace than Rise of Skywalker.
Despite being a giant chase scene.
Yeah, despite being a giant chase scene. And there's more bad humor in Last Jedi. Like, it's like really tone deaf humor. But not like tone deaf in terms of he's calling people the N-word, but it's just more like, wow, the moment is broken because of this really weird joke.
Oh, am I supposed to laugh? You discuss it or both? Oh no, that was 8.
But I would make the same argument with. I make the same argument with 9 because there was a lot more swearing than any other Star Wars movie in 9. Like, Poe's dropping, like, not like hardcore, but Poe is dropping damn and hell and stuff like that. And the only instance I can think of that from the original trilogy was Episode 5 when Han's about to leave to save Luke on Hoth. That's the only time I think there was a swear, I say swear, in Star
Air
Wars, in the original
quotes.
trilogy.
Air quotes.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'll see you in hell.
Yeah. But again, like it's very tone deaf.
Yeah. I think that mainly like it's like
We're trying to be edgy.
Yeah, they're trying to be. Yeah, and I think like with 9, we have he's clearly trying to wrap everything up, but there seems to be elements of we're gonna cram the entire original trilogy into one movie.
Yeah.
As well as kind of repeating an Emperor's Throne Room
Again.
moment, which is just like, okay.
Okay, there's one thing that I laughed at every moment JJ did this. It was funny to me because I hated Rian Johnson so much, but it still was a bad decision by him. I mean, every scene where he repaired something Ryan broke.
That was just
Like
a
the
middle
helm
finger to Rian Johnson
and
every
all the
time I
other
saw
stuff.
it.
Yes, he gave Rian Johnson a middle finger. I laughed at every moment he did that. But it wasn't a good decision because it made the story even more worse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
immersion breaking when they do stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and even like when outside of the movies, like they contradict each other. It's really weird. Like
It kind of reminds me of somebody else.
Yeah, like well, it's kind of like so I'm kind of like so Rian Johnson in his movie, at least on 2 occasions on podcasts, talked about how he's trying to get away from the idea of legacy and from the away from the idea of like divine right of kings and special blood in Star Wars. And that's one of the major things of the Last Jedi, even though that's never been a thing.
No.
The only thing that made Luke special is because he's the only Jedi that survived.
Yes.
He's not like, he doesn't have special blood or anything. He's just Force sensitive.
For argument's sake, you could say that the Skywalker bloodline is very strong, but that doesn't mean immediately that he is destined to be the all-powerful Jedi. Like he could have sucked at it.
Yeah.
The thing
is, there's other Jedi that aren't as powerful, that were powerful, that weren't Skywalkers.
Yeah.
And then Chris Terrio a little bit later says, "Oh, Rey and Kylo Ren are powerful because they're Force royalty, because they're Palpatine and Skywalker. They're Palpatine and a Skywalker." And it's just like, wow.
Royalty.
That took me out because they set up, Rey for sure is not Force royalty, and then the next movie, no, she totally is Force royalty.
She is the definition.
Yes.
The worst part is Chris Terrio said that verbatim in an interview.
The stupid thing is, Rey, the actress of Rey didn't even know herself what was the answer to that stupid question most of the time when they shooted the movies, because they constantly changed it.
Yeah, originally,
there's so many similarities between this and the TV show.
Yeah, I think, so who here has seen the Josh Gad interview with Daisy Ridley?
No.
Certainly not.
I have not.
Okay, so basically, Josh Gad asked her the question of, so who is Rey's, was it originally Palpatine from the beginning? And she's like, at the time it was kind of like, actually, no, I
heard about
it
this.
They were toying with a Kenobi, maybe a Skywalker thing, and then Ryan said, no, maybe it's going to be, you're going to be nobody. And she's like, oh, okay. And then JJ says like, hey, do you want to be how about the Emperor? And then even then they weren't sure.
This is what I mean. It feels like something that should have been decided before the principal photography of 7.
Yes.
Yes, Johan, there was no war. I had the feeling, because all of this was in the unknown regions and we didn't see any great battlegrounds or space battles, I had the impression in this entire saga that the only battles that happened were the ones on screen, which is stupid beyond belief.
God
It
damn,
felt
I'm getting some
small and
episode 3
contained.
vibes here.
It felt like it's felt really, really contained. Like
Yes.
it didn't feel expansive. It felt like we're just we're not on
This
like,
one particular spot here, there's an
Yeah.
epic space battle, but it's not an intergalactic war of some kind.
No, it's not
Exactly.
fun.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, fucking! I remember I made a joke when I was doing that whole fucking marathon. I was like, "Yeah, I can't wait for the battle against that Millennium Falcon and one Star Destroyer." And they're gonna call this a massive war.
yeah.
So this was like the end of TLJ, and like the entire fleet was decimated. I don't even know the power levels of this fucking place because they just fluctuate on a dime.
Yes, they constantly change the power of the factions. Like, at this moment, the New Republic is the most powerful. Oh wait, it's destroyed, and now the First Order is the most powerful. Oh wait, they destroyed the supremacy and the entire fleet. But still, they're still more powerful. But wait, now there's the final Sith. I mean, the Eternal Sith and the Final Order, and now those are most powerful. And then again, the First Order, because they combined or whatever.
Oh
On
my
some
god! I
level-
just remembered something.
Yeah.
Remember the fucking when TLJ? They're like, "Oh my god, we can't do anything." They have a couple of ships, and then in Rise of Skywalker, like everybody from all the places show up, and they're fighting like super Star Destroyers with Death Star lasers.
Oh,
Hey,
you
listen.
mean the reunion party?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Billy D. Williams asks you to go on a suicide mission. You ain't saying no.
DB, you are right. That's the one thing I also hated the most about Rey. She felt like a video game character that just had all the cheats on. Like, she didn't even feel like a character or a person. She felt like this typical character you just created in a video game and you are just leveling
Skyrim.
up. Yes.
Looking
It's like
back
Skyrim
on,
on easy
yeah.
mode or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that the whole trilogy has gone through, the whole reveal with the whole fleet of Star Destroyers with Death Star lasers and, oh, hey, City's actually alive this whole time, without writing anything new, that feels more like that would fit better in a Star Wars if that was like a reveal at the end of or halfway through episode 7. But instead, it's like the second last scene of the whole trilogy, and I'm like, this is this whole thing. This is the bad guy. This is the real Star Wars. It's not the First Order. Oh, okay. It's all over now. Then it's Star Wars, and we didn't get a Star Wars, you know. But like, we could take the same story beats, cut some of them out, put them in the first movie, and rewrite the whole trilogy with what they cram in 9. But like I've said before, off stream, I don't have the time or the energy to rewrite the whole trilogy, because at that point it's becoming fan fiction that are like, I just have more better satisfying things I can do with that amount of time, so I'm not going to. But it's like I said, the story that they could tell that would be amazing is like within arm's reach, but they don't close that distance.
Yeah, big, and I think that all of these problems we might be able to forgive if the characters were good.
Oh, easily.
But the problem is they kind of squander a lot of potential with these characters.
Rey is just a plank. Yeah, there's nothing there. And fucking Finn, like episode 7, he's like, "Oh my god, my friend died. He's horrible. He was the stormtrooper friend." 5 minutes later, die, stormtroopers, die.
Yes, and one thing I expected to happen, when I still had hope that the story would go somewhere, Poe was the one who shot that stormtrooper. And if Finn later on found that out, they could have had this little battle between those two, like a little duel, where those two fight because of this very fact, and that as Finn goes off to do something else, and later on learns that he should go to the Resistance or whatever.
That's too much creativity. You're fired. Get out of here.
That's the thing I think happened. They fired everyone who didn't agree with Kennedy's politics and feminism vibes.
Done. Arrest this man.
But I have to agree, because here's the thing. I liked Poe in episode 8. I thought his characterization was very rational.
Yes.
He was the only rational person in that movie, because the first thing that what we see Kelly Marie Tran's character do at Rose, she's fucking tasing people.
Yes.
And it's kind of like, I'm not conscripted into an army. There's no republic anymore. That contract's dead.
But the thing is, they couldn't leave.
Sorry.
Yeah, the thing is, they couldn't leave.
How are they able to leave? But yeah, let's keep things to Rise of Skywalker. Without going to TLJ. TLJ is a whole barrel of words.
Okay, but that's the thing.
Sorry.
Like, Poe had no characterization here. Finn is still the freaking same character he's been for 3 movies.
He's the black stereotype comic relief.
Yes.
Rey is still just an overpowered nothing, like plank of wood, and Kylo isn't so much.
He's an inconsistent psychopath.
No, he's not even a character at this point. He's more of like the idea of a character.
Yeah.
Again, I love the idea, and I said this yesterday, that during that scene, he was remembering his father forgiving him for breaking a vase when he was like 10.
I remember the plot hole.
Wow, the movie's good now. We fixed that plot hole. All right.
The Holdo maneuver plot hole. They just said that move would be 1 in a million. That means there are 2 things that this could imply. Number 1, Holdo was a fucking traitor, and she wanted to leave and was just astronomically unlucky. Number 2, she bet everything at bad odds and risked everyone's life. The very thing she hated upon Poe.
Yeah,
I was about to say that. Damn it!
Rise of Skywalker just somehow like manages to make Last Jedi worse.
Oh, by the way, they did a Holdo maneuver at the end of the movie,
which is hilarious.
Yes, I know that is still terrible.
I guess that was 1 in a million. I guess.
Yeah.
It's just like they're trying. It's just JJ. Yeah, like stuff like that is just like you are definitely watching a movie, and you're watching a movie series. They're written by 2 kids fighting over Star Wars like they're in a playground.
Yes, exactly.
Mahler put this best. You're watching 2 kids fight over the playground that cost like $4 billion to purchase.
Yes. Mahler perfectly summed that up.
Yeah, I think it's just like there isn't really a consistent arc for any of these characters, which is a big problem.
Just random scenes put together. That's all it is.
There should be something related to a consistent through line. But
that would be work, and we are too lazy to do our work for which we are being paid.
Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard to. Honestly,
it's just
hard to do to have
everything
arc. Honestly, this seems like it was much harder to do. This honestly seems like this was way harder to do because they just had to just come up with stuff. Like, they had Chris Terrio's script. It's not great, but it's better than this.
Yes.
They didn't have a connection to the next scene. They had some kind of vicarious line of plot that are like a line of dialogue that got them to the next scene. So they are totally connected. It's fine. This is fun.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you?
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
I
Massive.
want to bring up this point. I don't think any of the characters in this entire series or in this entire sequel trilogy, especially in Rise of Skywalker, had any motivation to do anything.
That is
God.
true. And even like the motivations
Palpatine.
thrown out. There's even like the motivations are thrown out. Like Rey seems like super motivated to kill Kylo Ren in Last Jedi, and then that switches around when it turns out, oh, Luke
I wanna
attempted to
fuck
kill
him.
him.
But even Kylo from Episode 7, his whole motivation is I will finish what Vader started. But that's kind of never addressed again.
Yes.
Like, what does he do what do you do
Bad.
when you're supreme leader of the entire galaxy? Like, at least Palpatine had a plan. He built an empire economically, politically, legally. He built an empire. Kylo would just brute force take over the galaxy. It's kind of like, well, what now? We kind of destroyed all galactic supply lines. We have a functioning military, but it'd be kind of like, I don't even have a comparison. At least it'd be like if I got it. It'd be like if Caligula took over the world. Well, now.
Kylo Ren, he has this like bad plan for taking over the galaxy, and with like rules for rulers, he's might pull off taking over the galaxy, but taking power and holding power is two different skill sets which Sidious can master. Which is why it's like relegating him to a final scene plot is like, what are you doing? And Kylo, if he got that power, he wouldn't have been able to hold it unless someone else stepped in.
But that's the thing. What drove Palpatine and his rebellion and all that. Palpatine had the wits to take power, but he was bored with ruling. That's why he put all the ruling stuff onto his mouths and decided to go do his Force stuff, which is why I personally found that really weird that he personally became the Chancellor. If I were Sidious, I would have put someone who was loyal to me into this position and used him with strings attached like a puppet. I would use that Chancellor as a puppet to create this galactic empire and all the resources so he could do his own stuff.
Yeah, and then the Jedi would have even not seen Sidious coming from even further away at that point.
Exactly.
Well, he did for a reason. He thought that the Galactic Republic was just too much of bureaucracy. And here's the other thing. In the EU, it makes sense why he did it, because he knew that Yuuzhan Vong were coming and that they were a huge threat.
Yes. I know. Thrawn told him everybody loves that blue, red-eyed man.
Yeah. So there's also one other important thing we need to discuss.
All right.
Do you want to kill me?
What is this?
Yeah. So Abigail, please share your thoughts. You see, like I'm like, this is a weird choice, but you're like, but please discuss your thoughts about Reylo with us.
So, looking at the movie inside the media, I've never seen it with any kind of romantic vibe whatsoever, and I know there's people whose keyboards have been madly typing for the last year about that. That's fine. The shipping was going to happen regardless of how this was going to go. People ship heroes with villains that want to murder each other all the time. That's fine. It's just that the way I saw it was that, okay, here's a psychopathic killer that wants to murder Jedi. Here's someone that's
a Jedi
that he wants to kill or mentally invade her mind and torture her and be a psychopath and have some kind of explosive anger kind of tendency like a little child, except he's also a space wizard. Even his own underlings are like, he's mad. Let's go on the other side of the base so that we don't accidentally get murdered by one of his rages.
Yes, I remember that.
suddenly there's this whole like red string trust bond bullshit force bond going between them, whether they want it or not. And it's bringing them together and forming some kind of fucked up trust bond of like, but like 5 seconds ago, you both wanted to murder each other, and now you're back to back into a fight. No, this is like this. Kylo Ren is not the guy you not only not want to bring home to your mother, but I wouldn't touch that boy with a sniper rifle at a mile because he wouldn't be able to deflect the bullet.
Yes.
Abigail, you said a mile. We're measuring things in daggers now.
No, you're not doing this.
I always forget how many feet are in a mile, and let's say the average dagger is 9 inches long, and just you do the math because my keyboard would be like this if I do it.
No, we are not going to do that. And firstly,
how many things do we need to kill Kylo?
Yeah, dagger. That dagger. Yeah, we'll talk about the dagger in a bit, but
I'm going to return in a moment.
I thought they're not playing it straight. They're not playing it straight. Oh my god, they're playing it straight. They're building a trust bond between Kylo and Ren so they can go back to a fight and trust each other back to back and trust each other in a fight. This is wrong. This is gross, and people are going to ship this and think that it's not problematic that a psychopathic angry murderer wants to like just depend on you to not kill him in a fight so you can save each other's lives. And I'm like, that is the opposite of what I would ever want to do with a character like that. Like, that's not someone you ever turn your back to. Like I said, sniper rifle at a mile is probably not even a safe distance at that point because of force power.
Sorry, I have your answer. 7,040 daggers.
Thank you.
Okay, keep going, Abigail. Yeah, it's just so weird that they decided to validate the shippers of an abusive relationship almost like it was Twilight or something.
Like, if it did become romance, that would be just even, like, inside the media, that would be even worse. Like, and I can even see why someone might want to ship a villain with the hero despite the murderous tendencies because of the tension that comes from that. And that's fine, but, like, it's a problematic relationship. It's a relationship between the antagonist and the protagonist that, like, 5 seconds ago wanted to murder each other. I'm repeating myself because, like, this relationship bothers me. And, like, I could see myself being, like, 10 years old or 16 years old and being young and stupid and going, oh, they trust each other now. So if I see signals like that, it could potentially be, like, turn out okay if I save the guy from his own issues and then turn my back and wait, how did I get hurt? What am I doing? Why am I in this situation I'm going to have a hard time getting out of? It's like, no, just no.
And usually shipping, like with fanfic and stuff, usually contains a fundamental changing of the characters in some aspect or another to make the ship work.
Like, maybe not torturing her for information ever happened kind of thing, or even just rewrite the whole trilogy and have that relationship be played straight by the end in a healthy way. But this is not a healthy relationship, and it's been in my just craw this ever since I got to the end of Rise of Skywalker of just they're playing it straight. I don't like this. I'm repeating myself again.
Yeah. One thing you could have worked it like that they found out later who the other person is, like something like Skype, and they are chatting constantly and they fall in love in each other, and then later on find out that the other person is someone they would normally kill if they hadn't met that person in this weird way.
Now that I think about it, Sidious is powerful enough to potentially pull it off in a way that I would believe it if they introduced him sooner. And he's like, she's my granddaughter. He's the grandson of my foe or Anakin or whatever. Family trees I'm blanking out on right now, except for Skywalker versus Sidious. And then he connected them in order to put them in the same room so the three of them could be in the same room and become a force that would rule the galaxy. But no, they introduced Sidious at the very end and they don't explain the red string and whatever explanation that's in the damn movie. I don't care. I don't believe it. But it's just
the Force dyad like doesn't make any sense, especially like with Last Jedi. It's like Snoke bridges their minds. Okay,
Yes.
I thought they were a Force dyad. So
my brain is starting to latch on to that trilogy rewrite by introducing Sidious from nearly the very beginning, and that bothers me because I just said I do not want to do that rewrite.
Yes, my main problem is it's a big plot hole having him back.
Yeah, if I'm going to rewrite this Star Wars sequel trilogy, I'm going to make my own original thing using elements from it.
Yeah, me too.
I already wrote a like short story thing that I put up on my channel. You can totally watch it where I just read a section that I just created using some sequel trilogy characters in just a heist thing that they fail miserably at. Rey's like an actual trained Jedi that has a mechanical arm because she's crap at building a lightsaber, and her lightsaber blew up in her hand and took off her arm.
Oh my god!
Yeah. The direct duelist, but he killed himself with his own Force lightning, basically. That's the logic they want us to think, that he killed himself with the Force lightning, therefore she didn't kill him, and therefore he couldn't take over her body.
Yeah, and it's just like it just seems as though like there just wasn't any creativity involved in this, because like you have like they're just kind of saying like, let's just bring up back an Emperor clone in Snoke, and then Snoke's dead. Kylo Ren's now the Emperor. Okay, interesting. And now we have no faith in Kylo Ren as a villain. Let's bring back Darth Sidious.
The thing is, he wasn't. They wanted him to be the love interest, and they didn't want him to be that irredeemable villain. So they needed an irredeemable villain to kill off at the end.
Suddenly, Kylo's played as a redeemable villain, and after watching the first two movies, I am not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And the weirdest thing is, like, it seems as though like he's very much on the irredeemable villain at the end of Last Jedi. He ends on I think Just Right points this out. Like, I don't like Just Right. I think he's an inconsistent hypocrite. But
yes, I wanted to say that soon.
They could have played Kylo is bad, but Sidious is worse, and then when Sidious is gone, we can deal with Kylo, but that's not what they did.
Yeah.
But you're forgetting one thing. Why didn't they had an entire thing of Snoke clones? Why didn't they just make it so that there's an army of Snokes now, and he told the First Order, "Hey, Kylo killed me, or one of my clones. He is now an enemy to the state."
Stop with the logic.
So, like, 99% of my fanfics have original characters as a main character, and almost all of those are Portal fantasies. Okay, fine. But if I were to rewrite the trilogy, there's so many things that I would want to fix or throw away or keep that I could never have an original character except for this guy that's serving the blue milk. He's got a name, kind of original character, but I can just keep
I know who you mean.
Fix all these problems until I have a satisfying amount of just everything I've talked about so far, and use all canon characters and do that, because there's that much that I would want to fix. Just no original main characters, period.
Abigail, the problem behind this, it would be much more work to rewrite everything instead of just scrap it and begin from point zero. That's less work.
Well, yeah, because in order to like do studies on what I'm going to keep, I'm going to have to read the entire, watch the entire trilogy again once in order to do this rewrite and take copious notes, where starting from scratch in a Star Wars universe and being like, I don't know, Darth Revan Reborn or something would be way less work in order to world build, in order to tell tell 7, 8, 9 new from scratch. So yes,
the problem is Revan's story already ended a long time ago.
I was just pulling from one of the few villains from the EU I could even think of from KOTOR.
Yeah.
And I know the story's already been told.
Yes.
There's no expanding it.
Or Tenebrae. Tenebrae is actually like still potentially still alive.
He could be. The thing is, he could still be alive. Yes.
Darth Vitiate, like, because he's just a spirit, you kind of have, like, admittedly, like, it's kind of cheap that the Old Republic keeps bringing him back, and or at least, like, he's possibly back at the end of what is it, the newest expansion or whatever.
Eternal Throne, you mean?
Not the Eternal Throne, the one after that.
Yeah, I know which one you mean, but I don't remember the name.
Onslaught. I think it's Onslaught, yeah. Yeah, I actually really like that story where it's like both the Empire and the Republic both are like kind of gray factions now because evil villain, because they got, like, now that the Eternal Empire's gone, they're back at each other, but the Empire's kind of learned to kind of be more inclusive to aliens and is kind of working towards, like, and you get to be the hand of the Empire or just work with the Empire, whichever you choose.
Yes. I have to say, I have played not only KOTOR, but also Star Wars Republic, and played on the Empire side. And I was so disappointed that I knew all of this, which I'm building up, is going to be destroyed, and nothing will be left of it. Like, the Sith Empire was completely destroyed, and nothing was left of it, except Korriban and all those worlds in this pocket of space, which isn't being touched upon, I have to say. Like, if we think in the context of the Star Wars universe, the Korriban and all those Sith worlds were barren. No one was there in a long time. You could think there could be still an empire rebuilding there, so you could set up this empire, a Sith empire, which is returning to have their revenge on the New Republic.
No,
that would be an interesting story.
No.
That's why you can't do that. It's interesting.
You could have, like, you could almost have, like, teams of Jedi versus teams of Sith. Wouldn't that be interesting? Rather than just, like, even though, like, I kind of like some of the stuff, it's kind of like, it's Jedi and not going up against other Jedi. It's mainly just Jedi going up against battle droids or one-on-one fights. And that's interesting to a certain extent, but kind of imagine like a 2-on-2 duel with like in like a tight space corridor, a tight space starship corridor, where they're trying to like fight each other or fight through it. That would be really neat and tension filled, and just have like personal rivalries between like a few Sith and a few Jedi, kind of almost like make it like an Avengers type thing. That would be interesting, but instead it's just an original trilogy cut and paste with a very problematic romance.
That's the problem. It's too original. Original stories are risky, so that you're not guaranteed to make a return on it and make all the money, which is why Disney's leaning on old properties Occupation Army. Original stories are risky.
Well,
they're an unknown quantity.
Well, they don't even need to like do an original story. I think just go into SWTOR. SWTOR is immensely popular. It's almost a sure guarantee, and like people love those cinematics. Like the cinematics, like, you see like a bunch of Sith fighting a bunch of Jedi with a Mandalorian and a bounty hunter in the middle. People love that. I think that people would love that, and it would have much more like success. They would be like, "Wow, that was awesome."
We can't do
that.
We can't do that though because it's not recognizable. Like nobody's gonna know. Like, oh, this takes place before. Even if we tell people, they're still gonna say something along the lines of, "Where's Luke? Where's Rey? Where's all these characters we know?"
Yeah.
Oh dear, the White Dragon died.
Galaxies had Luke somewhere. If you got high enough faction points in the rebellion, you could like meet his character and talk to him. And I think Hannah MacGuffin him or something.
Welcome
But he
back,
was
White
like
Dragon.
there, but
was
I still
thinking-
enjoyed KOTOR playing it.
Yeah, I was thinking.
SWTOR was amazing.
I was thinking like take some of the plot of Star Wars: The Old Republic and just make it the sequel trilogy and just put Luke in there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's
exactly.
basically what happened in SWTOR. They just let the Sith Empire return and have Sith and Jedi fight each other, and that was a Holy War scenario. They had Sith and Jedi fight each other on a large scale, which would have been the perfect way to make this even greater and bigger and better. What they wanted more fighting. They wanted more spectacle. They wanted more action. Just do this, and you have everything you want. Why do this underdog story again? We had this story with the OT. And yes, I know they were afraid because of what happened to the prequels. But the thing is, what happened to the prequels was a lot of stupid idiots who could use the internet.
I mean, it sounds like Nihilist that you want to put wars in Star Wars, and I think Disney has a problem with that.
Wow.
Yeah, because the Brian Johnson wants the Jedi to be pacifists for some reason, where it's just like,
oh my
they
God,
are
that fucking one
supposed to be pacifists, partially.
yeah.
I don't know how you can be a pacifist in the face of the Sith and survive, but okay.
Oh my God, it's not the Jedi way. Remember that one fucking
Oh,
YouTube
that
video?
kid. I'm thinking more about that kid who wouldn't beat up his bully because he says it's not the Jedi way. I'm thinking, kid, I'd be beating you up.
Is that Houston Productions? That seems like a Houston Productions, because Houston Productions is kind of a baby-faced kid.
No, it was an actual kid who said this.
Oh God.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
frustrating. Because, like, no, you stand up to bullies, because unless you like show the bully that bullying you is not worth their time, they will keep doing it. And they will, if you say it's not the Jedi way, they will bully you worse as a nerd.
Oh yeah, no, you're never getting away from. In fact, you are probably going to hear that for the rest of your life. That's even worse.
Kind of, yeah. Well, it's just kind of like.
What did I miss?
Oh, Nihilist died. Oh dear.
Rest.
So I think is there anything else that y'all want to talk about regarding the Rise of Skywalker, even like little bits of the sequel trilogy, before we move on to the future of Star Wars for the last 30 minutes?
Oh no, that announcement.
That horse is dead. Like, it's dead and been beaten to. I don't know.
What did I miss?
Oh, nothing. Just like ask. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the major. We pretty much covered the major points. Now we get to.
God, that was just look at that.
I'm like,
all right.
I hope
Indiana
they don't
Jones.
ruin Children of Blood and
What the hell are
Bone.
they doing with Indiana Jones?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I didn't
Something-
watch the
something
thing.
Harrison
Madness.
Yeah,
we
we
did.
skipped.
We talked about Sheep Palpatine, why he doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Not
I
that
like the EFAP interpretation that he was just writing like Death Star on Endor like a
So-
surfboard.
So
He could only or not at all. It
Children-
doesn't work at the last act. Just doesn't.
Is
Just doesn't.
yeah, my thoughts exactly. Franchise fatigue. Like, this is like an explosion of content.
Yeah.
Those are 11 series we're announcing. I have counted them.
Are they gonna make a fucking movie about every little fucking side character, like that little devil guy in the background? In episode 4?
I thought that's
one-
what the Star Wars RPG was for, so that you wouldn't have to waste the movie screen time.
The Acolyte, the series, is supposed to be one of those things set in the High Republic era. And the thing is, if I wouldn't know this about the High Republic, that this was set in the High Republic era, I would presume that this was set in the Old Republic, because Acolyte was one of the terms used for Sith students.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, the Rangers of the New Republic. Who fucking cares about the New Republic?
Yeah, no one cares about the New Republic.
I mean, this
The
is
New
kinda like-
Republic died immediately.
I mean, this is kind of like the White Walkers in a sense. We know how they end. We don't care.
Yeah.
The thing is, what they're trying to do, from what I've heard, is they're trying to retcon the sequel trilogy using time travel in an episode from Rebels. So
Oh, that is another can of worms you don't want to mess with.
who the hell cares about Andor from Rogue One, for God's sake?
Who's
I
Andor?
completely
Andor.
forgot
Why-
him.
What is Andor? Is that a person?
Cassian Andor. He's the guy. He's the Hispanic guy from Rogue One.
Why make a movie about him?
Exactly. The New Republic basically doesn't exist. They just put it in there because they wanted to shoehorn it fast. And so, like, oh, this is what the protagonists of the OT created. But don't worry about it. It's going to be destroyed immediately. And now we have the Resistance.
I'll put it this way, because the movies are the way they are, because I went on this is why I hate to cut the Raylo rants today. If none of that would have happened, I would be looking at all this content and going, I'm going to have to find time to watch all this stuff. Now I'm looking at all these names and going, well, if it's good and worth my time, I'll consider looking into it. But for now, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
After anything like The Mandalorian, it's going to be absolute trash fire.
The Lando bits. One thing I think.
What is Children of Blood and Bone? Is that?
I have no idea.
I haven't heard anything of
they're
that.
not Star Wars. That is a book series that I might read one day, and I'm looking at Disney with their hands on it, and I'm like, please don't wreck it. Please don't.
I am really, really, really scared for Willow personally.
I have no idea what this is.
Who here? Okay, so who here has seen Willow?
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is. It was essentially George Lucas's take on The Hobbit, but he couldn't get the rights from Tolkien's family.
Yeah.
I have seen it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at Disney sequelizing it or something, and I'm like,
I don't know what Willow is besides what you just said.
Willow,
it's a fantasy movie.
Yeah, it's Lucas's attempts at Lord of the Rings. It's Lucas's Lord of the
changing
Rings
my mic
movie.
gain every fucking time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Lucas wanted to do Lord of the Rings, and he got Todd Howard to direct, but he wrote the
Howard.
Ron Howard. Yeah, Ron
You
Howard.
said Todd. I was about to say, wait, what?
Sorry, Ron Howard. My apologies. I get them mixed up.
No, don't touch her. Don't touch her. No.
Who? I didn't
Just
see it.
no.
Anastasia,
the Russian princess with the thing with Rasputin, the whole thing, that animated movie. The thing is, if they touch that, I think the same shit will happen like with Mulan.
Oh, you're right.
Ugh.
That's the reason why I screamed just no. I haven't seen it either.
I have seen Anastasia. I think it's okay. It's got a good villain song in it.
That's alright, yes.
Oh, I have an idea for later today. Maybe on my channel I can stream it.
Willow?
Go on 2020 and just watch this trash fire.
Oh wow.
I didn't see Willow as a bad movie. I'm just looking at Disney now sequelizing it now after watching 789. I'm like, oh no.
Yes,
I'll wait for other people to say whether or not it is good before I spend time on it.
One thing about Willow is that there were sequel books that were written after the movie.
That I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, essentially, everybody dies at the midpoint of book 1.
Huh.
What?
Well, kill the heroes. That doesn't.
Yeah,
Mm.
Willow.
What?
Yeah, everybody but Elora Danan and Willow Offgood are dead, and Elora Danan becomes the bad guy, and Willow becomes a drunk. Unk.
I'm sorry. I'm now
that-
imagining a drunk Warwick Davis.
I could believe them diving off like that because all their other friends are dead. I just am hesitant now about reading the books, but I'm listening.
Yeah, I don't. I know only what Wikipedia has told me about them, which
Okay.
could be reliable, could be not. But I just like people like it's a lot. Nobody even like talks about them. They're really obscure. Like I can barely find anything about these books, and it's just like all I really know is just like Willow Offgood does a Whip Van Winkle, and then a little bit later he finds out Tyr's has been destroyed and Elora Danan has vanished.
Sounds like something Ryan Johnson would do.
It kind of is. Yeah.
Mare Sue. Oh my god.
Yeah, hello, yeah.
Yeah, I think my ER impression, I do a pretty good ER impression.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I know my impressions are terrible. I'm just doing them anyway for the jokes.
Yeah, true.
All I can do is Inspector Gadget and Gadget from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
That is the big gig.
You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend.
Oh my gosh! Now I remember the first time we met. That was that fucking episode 5 stream. Now I remember. You were laughing like the Joker, and you put your Joker face on.
because good old Nom said that. Did Gandalf inspire Merlin?
Oh no!
What?
Oh, I remember
How did that happen?
Kill me now!
Windtail Churchill was a Nazi too.
No, really. He unironically asked, "Wait, so did Gandalf inspire Merlin?" And I just started busting up.
Hey,
we have it on camp.
We could pop that up.
Yeah, you know what? Let's pop that up once we finish discussing this as kind of just a palate cleanser because it was just really funny. Like he actually put up this section of it, and then him getting lambasted by one of the girls in his comment section.
Yeah, I was just kind of silent the whole time because I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, I was just laughing because it's hilarious. Because like, oh wait, did Merlin inspire Gandalf?
This is when you have a clip of saying that. Oh,
yeah.
I think he has a like a super clip or something.
Yeah, he has a clip on his channel. Yeah, we can watch.
We need to do that for, like we need to do that for our Fire Can I Kill a Dragon streams. Get the good bit.
Yeah,
because I want to take notes.
I wish I could remember what I've heard about Children of Blood and Bone. Other than that, I haven't looked at the reviews yet, and I'm wondering if I want to read it. I'm just looking at Disney making it into a thing. I'm like, the trilogy's not done yet. The publication.
Oh, it's not even done? Really? Oh, that's bad.
Oh boy.
Does any of you guys know how to stop your mic
before I talk out my own butt? Because the first book came out in 2018. That makes me think the trilogy is not done yet. But I've heard enough about it that like I want to read it. I just haven't gotten my hands on a copy yet. And when I heard that it had been optioned for a movie or TV show or something, I didn't know it was Disney.
If it's anything like Artemis Fowl was, we have a lot to worry about.
Oh, that movie.
Blood and Bone, what Disney did to Artemis Fowl, I don't see that trilogy ever being finished.
Fire cannot make me careful.
Not necessarily. It's Neff's just along for the ride since she has never seen Game of Thrones. And Drake's not interested, and that's totally fine. And
that's a lot of people on Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like Game of Thrones, like most of like the fandom of this particular Discord is Star Wars, anime, and that's it.
Yeah, basically.
We got a whole lot of weebs. We got a whole lot of weebs in this.
Well,
You guys,
I'm behind on my Japanese lessons and playing more Final Fantasy VII. I haven't actually played it this week. I'm behind.
well, that's
I'm like,
Never played it.
which is why everybody keeps saying, "Done. You need to write your Dragon Blaster book. Write your Dragon Blaster book." And I'm just like, that's gonna take a lot of work, my friends. That book was bad. Bad. I wrote that when I was 16, and it does not have good prose. That requires some really drastic revamping. That's a lot of work for me.
Exactly, Drake.
Yeah, Star Wars anime and
I
Yeah,
see Wheel
true.
of Time nipping at the edges, being as I've read
Yeah.
the series 11 times, so there's that too.
True.
It's just not.
True.
It's not
We have
a
a
big
few.
part of the conversation at all. It's just it's there. It's there.
yeah. Though I honestly wish there was more Wheel of Time, because I love Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time is a really good example of good writing, and we got Blue and Dr. Crow reading. I think Crow just got finished with Lord of Chaos a little bit
Good.
ago.
Do any of you guys know how to fix a mic? My audio, my fucking mic gain keeps changing on the fucking
Yeah.
fly.
I don't know that.
So
Yeah.
No idea.
getting back to like, what
Charles.
we're seeing, so what we're seeing on screen, I
Don't do this to yourself.
yeah, from what I'm seeing on this, it's just like there's only one movie coming out, and that's Rogue Squadron, which I'm just like, okay.
No.
So it's by Patty Jenkins, good track record. I think Patty Jenkins, good director, probably going to be good. I don't have any problems with that.
Kennedy's
Well,
influence.
Sorry.
I think that Ryan Johnson. I think that Patty Jenkins has enough clout. I don't think that they really care about the individual spin-off movies as much. And kind of, I think they'll kind of just allow Rogue Squadron to be what it is, since they've seen the director, the meddling kind of creates problems, like with Rise of Skywalker being the most critically badly received of the sequel trilogy, both by mainstream critics and YouTube.
But I have to disagree with that because Rogue One had to be changed drastically from the original vision, and they had to do a whole bunch of recuts and everything because they said, well, we don't want a full-on war movie.
Which one?
Yes.
Is the
Star
Taika,
Wars.
which one is the Taika Waititi film? I don't know where. I don't see that anywhere. Is that Star Wars Visions?
I might be.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, I have
It's
no
like
idea.
Either way, it's just like it seems as though Disney is very much distancing themselves from Ryan. Like,
They are also distancing themselves from the sequel trilogy.
kind of, yeah. They're going with majorly. It seems like a lot of prequel era stuff.
Not
Prequel and
really.
Mandalorian era.
Not
Prequel and
really.
Mandalorian.
No, they are more like OT stuff.
Well, before the OT, like the Bad Batch is very much a
Yeah.
Bad Batch is technically prequel era. Same with
Yes.
Andor, Lando, and
Ahsoka, probably.
I think it would be
I think
like
Ahsoka is pre-sequel. I think Ahsoka's pre-sequel.
Yes.
It's gonna be pre-sequel era, just barely pre-sequel era between after the OT.
The one that's popping out to me the most as the biggest risk here is Droid Story, because many years ago, there was a TV show called Star Wars Droids, which focused on C3PO
I
and
know.
R2D2. And I think it failed miserably. And it's funny because George Lucas said his favorite episode of Clone Wars was the episodes that were just a huge nod to Star Wars droids.
Which is kind of interesting. Where it's just I like George Lucas. I like listening to him talk about things, but I'm just some of your skills in certain areas, I don't know
It's
if
not-
they were up to par.
It wasn't his skills. I would argue it's more his taste, because if you think about what George
No,
Lucas
true.
If you think
That's
about what George
true.
Lucas likes, though, he likes the more world-buildy parts of stuff rather than does it make sense. He likes the weird sci-fi. He doesn't like the war part of Star Wars. He likes showing off the droids and stuff.
That is true. But yeah, I really don't. It just seems like they were saying like Star Wars fatigue was the reason for Solo, which is like you artificially ramped up. You artificially ramped up the release date for that one to only a few months after The Last Jedi. You could have waited. You could have waited. And you decided to let Aquaman make the $1 billion.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is kind of fun. Which is kind of amusing to me that like this character that everybody treated as a joke made $1 billion at the box office.
Oh, that's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. Aquaman was the best Star Wars movie I've seen since Disney picked up the sequel trilogy.
I never heard something like this. Oh.
Yeah, but it's just like it's like they were saying Star Wars fatigue, and now it's just like we'll only do one movie to make it special. We're going to give you this F-tillion shows,
like 9 shows.
like so that we will have a Star Wars show every week, an episode of something Star Wars every single week.
Yeah, that's not gonna go over real well.
It's basically it's the mentality that like they want your attention, so they're going to be constantly putting out topics. It's the social dilemma thing. Who here has seen the documentary The Social Dilemma?
Not yet.
No.
The Social Dilemma is really interesting. So the Social Dilemma is a documentary that has a bunch of people from Google, Facebook, and Instagram, Pinterest talking about how there's even like differing information that we are being fed just based on where we live. And it's all designed to make us look at the internet and keep our attention. It's not even based on giving us correct information because like our Google searches are modified to us.
The algorithm serving and more engagement kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, they don't even care about like what's the truth or not, since like
engagement
they'll feed us
more
based
than
on our location.
Truth, yeah. Sorry, I was talking over you there.
No, you're fine. But yeah, that's exactly correct. That's the age that we live in where like it's all based around like trying to keep our attention, and Disney's trying to do that where they just want to keep your attention on Star Wars, so they're just going to say I don't even know if they have enough material to like make it every week, but seems like they're trying.
The problem is that when they threw the baby out with the bathwater in regards to the EU, they got rid of like all the content they literally would have ever needed.
Yeah.
Nah, it'll be fine. Ray's the best as ever.
Yeah, well, Ray's not in any of these plans. It just seems as though like they've like said like yeeted Ryan out of this whole thing because they're like now. No, go for it.
Do Dumb and Dumber get their trilogy?
Sorry?
No, they don't.
Dumb and Dumber's trilogy?
Benioff and Weiss, yeah. No, they got yeeted out
after
Austin Film Festival.
We didn't want it anyways, what?
I was reading the live tweets of that from that guy while that was running, and I looked at the live tweets and went, I'm not going to hunt down videos of this. I don't want to hear them talk after seeing a response like this.
Oh, we did. Thankfully. For some reason, guess what? Austin Film Festival started aggressively taking down people's recordings of them. They didn't want them to. They didn't want that to get out. So the only person you can go to is Dragon the Man's edited like the worst bits together, And
those two are so absurdly self-destructive.
yeah, it's ridiculous. And like just they didn't understand the themes, they didn't
Understand the
plan out the story,
characters.
they didn't structure out the story, they didn't they just treated it like the world's most expensive film school.
Ugh.
Like that's an actual quote from them. Like we have audio confirmation.
And they kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet. It's like one of the most infamous lines.
It sounds to me like D&D set a bar that you guys are in consensus that Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams successfully stepped over, not that it was that high to begin with.
No. Like it's basically like it's kind of like we cannot, like we say, like you, like D&D are at least functional are not competent adults, whereas Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams, I can at least say I don't question your functionality as an adult human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when you look more into David Benioff, he's admitted to being a pathological liar on camera.
Yeah.
Like
he almost got people killed during the pre-production of the first episode, like the pilot, the original pilot. Yeah, like people. Yes, like during filming, people
fainted. People, a hooker who is super cold fainted from cold exhaustion, hypothermia.
Jesus.
And
someone's forgot another guy almost fell off a horse off a cliff. That's like the one I remember really well. Luckily, he fell the wrong way.
Or with Blackwater, they like filmed part of it, and then they switched directors halfway through.
Oh, let's also not forget fucking the Long Night episode.
Or where like wasn't it? Yeah, there's like so much stuff in there, like the porta potties and other utilities freezing because it's Northern Ireland in the middle of winter.
Stuff they could have done in the freaking studio.
The Ewok series.
Yeah. So I found the Anomaly Inc. highlights thing. So
I think it's pretty quick.
Yeah, we can get through it quick. It's only like 10 minutes, so we can just like keep it as a palate cleanser for after this. It's really funny.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh, jeez. Very pixelated.
Hello, Anomaly Inc.
He's a good person.
Welcome
play
back
games
to
with
the
him.
Yes.
Our Noms here. Just a quick announcement if you haven't gotten the news already. Going forward, all of the previous episodes of AI Core will be transferred slowly but surely to the AI Core channel. It's essentially an archive channel to keep previous episodes.
Before we get into the video, because he's going to be talking, don't forget about the explosives.
Yes, I just wanted to say the explosives they smuggled. I still want to know if they smuggled dynamite or not.
I think those were the explosives that I used for Daenerys' derp scene.
And the worst part is, this is from an official behind-the-scenes book that they're telling us this.
Yes.
How could it be?
So in other words, it's court evidence.
Kind of,
They're so blatantly unaware it's absurd. Insane.
No, not kind of. That literally sounds like Exhibit B if that ever goes to court.
Though I think, admittedly, this was like what 2012, 2013. So I guess like statute of limitations for I don't know what the statute of limitations for smuggling dynamite into Morocco is.
Well, because it crosses a border that I don't know, but there are some things that don't have a statute of limitations.
Yeah,
these performances, these faces.
That might be one of them. I just don't want to do that Google search right now.
Yeah, I'm just amazed that they are not in jail. I'm just
Hold on.
amazed that they are not in jail.
Yeah.
Would you say Would you say like smuggling dynamite? That would be weapon smuggling, technically, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think
Weapons
so.
or ordnance or something like that.
Dynamite is illegal in general. And it's also an illegal weapon. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a statute on that just because it's so hard to catch weapon smugglers to begin with.
Yeah, maybe it's because it was for a film, but that's still like you're admitting in a public book. There's also like little funny things that like apparently got removed. Like I found out that like apparently in the paperback, the bit about Bruce Willis screwing up the bit about like Bruce Willis going back and forth by the bay by the Mountain versus Viper fight is apparently not in the paperback, which is funny.
Well, here I just did a bit of Google searching because I was curious. I couldn't find the statute in Morocco, but according to the United States, weapon smuggling doesn't have a statute of limitations. And could be, hold on, it gets better. It gets better. We're a first world civilized nation. The punishment could be a death penalty offense. Who the fuck knows what Morocco would do?
News today. They have video.
Getting away with it so much, and the fact that it's crossing a border makes me suspect there is no statute. And they admitted to a crime in a book because, like, well, they're stupid enough to admit to a crime in a book. So that's totally on brand for them.
Wait, no. They wanted to honor their names. They wanted to honor their new names. It is a dumb idea to say, yeah, we did this crime. It's even a dumber idea to state this crime in a fucking official book.
Honestly,
it gets even more absurd. Now we brought it into more light.
Yeah, it's just like they're gaff machines. They're gaff machines. It's hilarious.
I
These
want to
people
call
are
them
dipshits.
So I want to call them Benioff and Weiss or Dumb and Dumber just because I play Dungeons and Dragons when I'm not social distancing. So I don't want to crap on the acronym D&D. But that's
me too.
I know what you mean when you say it. I'm just like I'm bothered that they've ruined the acronym.
Yeah.
Yes.
They ruined
For D&D. I mean Dungeons and Dragons.
If somebody would it have gotten the attention it should? Well, I think that the directors prevented a lot because they wanted to have they gave only 14 days to train 70 live horses and film
Jesus!
from the battle.
Yep.
Wait, what?
And so they wanted to and there's a misconception out there that horses come pre-trained to do this. That is not the case.
No.
You have to train them themselves.
They got 12 days. Yeah, the director said, I'm going to need 28 days from just the rough draft. And then they said, you have 12. And it's like, okay, fine. Maybe they'll cut things down.
Okay.
And then they came back with the actual script. And he's like, you've added stuff. This is going to take 42 days. And you're only giving me 12? This is nuts.
I'll just give like a random anecdote because I wasn't trying to learn how to train horses, just learning about animals in general. And the person mentioned that when you want to take your horse to the county fair, you don't just train them to not freak out from a moving or popping yellow balloon. You have to train them to not freak out and panic from a red balloon, a green balloon, a blue, and so on and so forth so that they don't panic. And then they're like, okay, we're going to do a battle scene with battle choreography with horses, and you need 40 days to train, but we're giving you to 12 to train and film. And I'm like, no, that is not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
That's not how the Force works.
How did people not die on this freaking set? Good God.
Good question. For another time.
Another thing was they wanted to have the horses charging. So you remember the melee crest at the end of Battle of the Bastards? They wanted horses to do the charging through that. Live horses with Kit Harington in the middle.
Towards other horses.
This is how little they know about anything.
They're just retarded.
Yeah,
Plain
it
and
is.
simple. They're
They
just retarded.
They
I-
thought that
I-
they could do this because of some old movie way back in the 50s. I think.
Yeah, where they
Because
could
an
kill
old movie
horses-
did it.
Where
I
they could
have
kill
to,
horses with impunity.
I have to jet in a minute, so I'm wondering if we can
Okay.
get that palate
Yeah.
cleanser before I have to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
thanks very much. Enjoy the video.
Creatively, it made sense to us.
Oh, look, my old avatar.
Ooh, Ravenclaw. That's neat. Is that Ravenclaw the avatar? Like Rowena Ravenclaw or something?
I believe that. I think that that's actually Morgana from Merlin.
Yes, that is Morgana from Merlin.
Or
It's actually
Currently
not
watching
in
that
the
series.
right way.
Hey, here's a question. Was Gandalf based on Merlin or was Merlin based on Gandalf?
Oh my
Merlin's from like the
Oh my god!
I love you, Noms, but this was a good gag.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I can see how that mistake would be made. I really can. It's just okay.
It's so
I
hilarious.
cannot see it. I can't understand it.
Based on Merlin
No,
or was
seriously.
Merlin based on Gandalf?
Merlin's from like the 1400s, so there's no way.
Oh,
Yes.
Gandalf based on. Okay, I thought it was. God damn. Disney had brainwashed me. I thought Disney fucking made Merlin.
What did he say? Wait, what?
Disney
Please.
brainwashed him.
Oh my god!
There's so much media that
No,
people are getting
no.
discombobulated on what came in what order. No, it's an honest mistake someone could make if they watch Young Merlin, the TV show, and then watch Lord of the Rings. And they're like,
Yes,
"Wait,
I know
where's
which
the
one.
egg?" No, I
Oh,
see people
so
making
he-
that mistake.
So he actually watched The Sword in the Stone. That's what he's referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that were good times. Good times at Rastaya.
It
Yeah.
was the best of times. It was the blurst of times.
Yeah.
You stupid monkey.
Well, guess what, guys?
Damn.
Times have
I
changed.
really fucked up. Damn.
I think this
I
is
guess
where
I
I
really
tell you
fucked-
that you're talented, Joker.
Damn. I guess I really fucked up.
Oh god, he broke it.
Disney mark.
Wait, is that Dunn dying of laughter?
Yeah.
Yes,
Me
that's
dying
done.
left. Yeah, that's me.
Uh,
Oh my god.
I'm sorry for all the memes that I posted. There are a lot of.
Now if you laugh now. Yeah, so we're experiencing some technical difficulties from the Commander Dunn.
Yeah, technical difficulty has brain fried.
Oh my god.
I really like the sword, by the way. Watched that so many times as a kid. Oh, you mean that old animated one from Disney?
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
I do like
yes,
that
it's
one.
been so long. That was good, yes, it was
We
good.
need we need anomaly to do another Game of Thrones stream so we can have another Merlin moment.
Yeah.
I'm currently rewatching that old Young Merlin series. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I liked
great
it,
to see
though.
this again.
Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy BBC Merlin.
Yeah,
BBC generally does good TV shows. Like I love the Musketeer show as well, and I like BBC Merlin, Sherlock. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like BBC Dracula. BBC Dracula was awful.
The downside to BBC having a quota that once it's filled, that's it. But on the bright side, that means they tend to only pick the shiniest pebbles to put on their channels for the most part. So there's some really good stuff on BBC. I feel like I'm letting myself down by not watching the Young Merlin TV show because I really haven't.
I
know
would
about it.
recommend it.
Look,
Oh yeah.
look, they got rid of their shiniest pebble with Top Gear when they got rid of Jeremy Clarkson in the crew, so I don't give a damn what BBC's putting on anymore.
Yeah, let's keep watching this amazing moment.
As the new Night King, I order you to stop laughing. It's like
I do.
Wait,
I am.
what?
and then she like mutes him, and then he turns
Uh,
on.
it's weird hearing my own voice.
Elvis playing.
Yep.
By the way, I am the new Night King now.
So
No,
he's in
stop it. You shut up.
Not
There's
actually
some-
making
You're getting roasted in the comments right now.
Miller is R3 and Legend. Well, yeah, isn't he from the Legend of King Arthur? Miller
Yes.
is. Okay.
Yes.
That's the skill to learn to not
Disney
hit your
made
own
Sword in the
voice.
Stone, so didn't Disney make King Arthur as well?
Oh my god!
Please don't tell me that he's actually thought he make the actual character.
I thought it was just the one quote.
No, it keeps getting better.
Oh no.
Wait, what? I didn't listen for a moment.
No, that animatronic dragon was an abomination.
Stanley did the silver chair. Yeah, we do need to do silver chair. We'll do that in a couple weeks.
You need to start pinging me so I can actually get into these watch togethers.
Well, if you want to come on Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas,
I
that's
do.
next
Please,
Tuesday.
I volunteer as tribute for that. For that.
Why not? Why not? I would come also.
I have a desk cat, and he just walked across the keyboard when I've been training him not to. Thankfully, he didn't trigger anything critical.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the beavers.
Reminds
Yeah,
me
the
of a
beaver.
cat.
The beavers in BBC Narnia. Yeah, they look pretty bad.
Oh.
Have you seen? So, who here has seen BBC Narnia besides me?
Not yet.
Maybe. I'm not.
New
I'm
one.
not sure.
We actually did
Wait.
commentaries on it. Like BBC doesn't care about copyright for
BBC
those movies.
Narnia.
I went on exactly when I saw that abominable fucking animatronic dragon. That was horrible.
I saw that movie. Movies. Sure.
Well, it's technically a TV show, actually, not a movie.
Yeah, BBC Narnia is a new thing.
Okay, then no.
Actually, BBC Narnia is not new. It's from the 70s.
Oh, that one. I thought.
Oh,
That,
from the 80s.
I thought they had just made a new one. I didn't realize
No.
you were talking about the old one.
No, you can. All of that's on YouTube, and you can just watch it on YouTube, and you can stream it on YouTube, and you will get no copyright strikes. They do not care. They legit do not care.
Yeah.
Though, admittedly, the snake in Silverchair is worse than the dragon.
So, in memes, I posted a picture of those beavers.
Yeah, the beavers. Yeah, the beavers are really bad. Beavers are. Really
I have never seen them. Like, that's new to me.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Yes, that's disgusting.
Wait, what?
You want to share?
Where is
quick?
that?
You want to share your screen real quick, Malice? You want to share your screen real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Share screen.
Oh, by the way, I just picked up my copy of The Story of King Arthur. I have like the Barnes and Noble version of the book. There is a Disney logo on it, so Disney did make King Arthur.
No, confirmed. What
Can you see it?
is that?
Those are the beavers.
Oh yeah, that one.
I have never seen this, I have to say.
What Nazi science laboratory did those things come from?
It came from the same lab that was making the Nazi zombies.
No,
Oh,
this
the
is the same
giant.
studio that at the time was producing the tinfoil robot with a plunger science fiction monster show of the week with Doctor Who, because they had such a shoestring budget for special effects. So
I'm
it's
sorry.
a product of their time, but it's still super uncanny valley and bad looking and looking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think the shoestring was worth more than this.
They at least have
Yeah.
face makeup on the beaver suits, so you got to give them that.
Yeah, the
Consistent.
beaver suits. Yeah, the beaver suits really bad.
Yeah.
Is this the evidence of the first furry on TV?
They had goat. They had a pretty bad tumnus outfit, like where it's like he's actually like wearing wool pants. We have commentaries on all of them if you ever want to watch them. They're really funny because we're just laughing our asses off.
At this point, though, I do have to go, and I'm
Okay.
glad to have made it to another stream.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
great having you.
just before I jet, it looks like I am on schedule to finish my 4-novel fan fiction series at 4th draft, so I can start throwing it online and either on another writer's showcase or something, talk about it on stream, because it'll finally be up and shareable and people can read my terrible, terrible first finished novels. But they're not. They're almost done. They're almost done editing, and
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
It's fan fiction, but it's like I've been working on them since the beginning of May, and even if I go back to work in a week, I'm still going to have time to finish editing them in time to get them up before New Year's Eve. So we're at the rate I'm going. I'm very happy about that.
Nice. That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Totally put that up when you're ready. I'm totally down.
I was going to do it early, but then I just woke up this morning and was like, oh no, I have to fix this thing in the first book. I really can't publish any of it until I'm done this draft. But I'm very happy with how it's going, and it's going.
Fantastic.
But anyway, I have to go make dinner because my time zone's different than Dun's time zone, so I'll catch you guys later.
Okay, catch you later.
So,
bye,
back to
Ted.
Rant. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Occupation Army. Bye. For reals this time.
For real.
Alrighty.
Goodbye.
Let's just finish this and we'll head out.
All right.
Disney made Sword in the Stone, so didn't Disney make King Arthur as well?
No,
they ripped off.
Sorry, that was a dumb fuck moment from me.
We just need John to say, "I don't want it," or "You're my queen." It's
The
randomly.
biblical Moses was Well, I mean, I figured it was fine. Like, when I watched Lord of the Hobbit yesterday, I was like, Gandalf reminds me of fucking Merlin. It's like the old spooky wizard with a beard and pointy hat and sleeves. That you're sort of reluctant to know, but once you get to know them, they're really cool. They're really magical and powerful, and they use their power sparingly. But they always have a means of getting.
He looks so out of his element right now.
Supposed young people on their crazy adventures. Anyway, I've only seen Merlin from Sword in the Stone, so that's what my knowledge is based off.
Totally fine.
Nom's just destroyed Dunn. It's like we broke him. Broke him by stupidity.
You were with them?
Totally fine.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
was.
With the literature of the arts. Hey, I'm totally useless.
Hey,
At least I made a connection. It's like, which came first?
Yeah, I'm at the very bottom.
Oh.
Seriously?
Oh no!
Just stop talking and listen here, you little ignorant slut. What you said is utterly retarded. I don't think you understand how foolish it was. No. No, you do not. No. You do not understand.
Let me
You
pay.
do
All
not
right.
fathom the depths of the foolery of a foolish.
What a heretic!
Fool of
He was speaking heresy, and I can understand her completely shouting at him like that, because I completely understand it. He was talking heresy, man.
I once met the AVGN, and the only reason why I bring this up is my autism kicked in the moment I got to ask my question. I said, "Who came first, you or what's that other guy's name? The AVGN ripoff." I can't remember his name now. Irate Gamer.
Oh my goodness. Hey Bruder, kannst du mal den schweren Flammenwerfer holen?
Yeah, it was really funny.
I have a list. And you're all going to shut up and hear it. Because I have a list. I wrote down a list. Every time the stream kept going down, I wrote down a fun little list so your soul can be plunged into the depths of misery and woe. Which you said, Nom, is the equivalent
I love her.
of
We haven't
the
seen her in a long
following.
time.
Did Darth Vader inspire Kylo Ren? Did Monkey D. Luffy inspire Goku? Did the Ghostbusters inspire Danny Phantom? Did the Game of Thrones inspire Lord of the Rings? Did Star Wars inspire Flash Gordon? Did Batman inspire The Mask of Zorro and Sherlock? Did The Last of Us inspire the entire zombie genre?
I thought. Did The Last of Us inspire Children of Men? I've heard the two compared often.
The great stuff. Yes, she does, and I love her for that.
Oh my god!
Oh
Are
my
you doing something
goodness.
nasty right now?
He deserved that. He deserved that.
It keeps getting better.
Keep going.
He's
Keep
gonna
going.
He inspired
What'd you say?
Keep
Keeps
going.
getting better.
Keep going. It's
Did
amazing.
Dragon Ball inspire The Journey to the West? Did Kim Possible inspire Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Did Castlevania inspire Bram Stoker's Dracula? Did the Chronicles of Narnia?
Wait, what was the last one?
Did Castlevania inspire Dracula?
Oh!
I mean, obviously, didn't you know?
Well, yeah, dipshit. I mean, Castlevania takes place in the 1600s.
Angel Red
This is Streamlabs Inception.
You're killing me right now. This is great.
Have you not seen this before?
I haven't laughed like this in a long time.
I haven't laughed as
Thank
much
you.
since Schindler's List.
Hey, I got
that's still on my watch list.
Yeah, let's keep going.
To the West? Did Kim Possible inspire Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Did Castlevania inspire Bram Stoker's Dracula? Did the Chronicles of Narnia inspire Christianity? Feel the shame in your soul, Mom. Feel all the shame.
I mean, technically, we're supposed to create Danny Phantom.
I said
No fairness.
that
They're
was
all
when I
correct.
s- Sorry, Gary.
Okay, I was mad and I got that backwards, but what you said was so stupid. It made me mess up one of my things.
It was verbal diarrhea. That
No. Disney creating King Arthur? Are you kidding? Even before I read King Arthur.
I knew that. Anomaly brought time.
I am dying.
My angel brought Nihilus.
You know what?
We should do
I'll
that.
clip
We
this.
should clip this too.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip this. Yeah, because this is great.
We're gonna clip it to Anomaly, and we'll be like, look at this Streamception right here.
Well, I
We'll
love
throw it
my
on his
nickname.
stream, and we'll have like 4 streams.
I do love the Joker is done thing that I made. I think that's relatively good.
Yes, it's amazing.
Hold on. Did Alan Wake inspire Stephen King?
Oh no!
I thought you were saying
Or
Steven
did
Universe.
Okay,
Aragon
wait.
Did Aragon inspire Star Wars and the Dragon Riders of Pern?
Oh my god!
Did Evangelion inspire the Bible?
No, but End of Evangelion gave me a religious experience.
Oh God!
Like Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas is going to in a few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Oh, I will be. I would love to come on that one.
Oh yeah.
You
Okay,
guys
so we
should
got a
remember
few
to
people.
ping me.
Alrighty, we're okay. This is gonna be big since we
Yes.
have. We got a lot of people. Christianity inspires Zoroastrianism.
Did Sonic inspire autism?
Did atheism inspire monotheism?
Yeah, I love now.
Did Doom Eternal inspire fucking devilitism people?
No, wait. Did Doom Eternal inspire Doom?
Oh my goodness!
in high school. I knew of King Arthur. There are boatloads of King Arthur stories. Do you even know how many movies and TV shows there are based on King Arthur and inspired by King Arthur? I have a list. I know how many there are.
Yes, but like, all right. In my defense, if there is one, there is.
Shut up and let me rant earlier. Did I not? Did you explain to me?
No, I'm going to update his profile picture to an unsmiley face.
What?
Sexism. We can mansplaining this is sexism.
Mansplaining, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, Nomaline confirmed as a sexism.
Oh my god!
Yeah, let's see.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, but like, all right. In my defense, if there is one, there is.
You said shut up and let me rant earlier. Did I not? Did you mansplain to me?
Get out of your system.
We can mansplaining this is sexism.
You're mansplaining this is sexism.
Next time, you should put a teardrop in your eyeball so it makes more sense.
Oh. Wait! Look at my eye. This little black spot there. That's the tear.
That works.
Go on.
Modern literature alone inspired by King Arthur. There are 62 listed on Wikipedia. That is if this is up to date and there aren't missing any. 6 musical theater play productions based on the legend, when only 1 straight play is listed here on Wikipedia. 13 classical verse plays, 2 modern verse plays for King Arthur listed on Wikipedia. 11 operas dedicated to the King Arthur legend listed here on Wikipedia. 26 films based around the King Arthur legend so far, because they keep readapting this over and over again. And that's not including all the movies that are loosely inspired or based on plot elements and characters around it. But we hear Be Here All Day if I listed all that, which that's a huge freaking list. Like, holy cow, there are so many. That's even longer. Like, gets into the hundreds. Lord of the Rings, not counting Hobbit, only has 2 movie series adaptations, to my knowledge, compared to just the 26 straight up for King Arthur, not including all those others that I mentioned. Dishonor on your whole family. Dishonor on you. Dishonor your Pete Portman.
Wait, what? Dishonor to you? Dishonor to your family is what?
On your peak Portman. Nom's said
Wait,
Nom's
she's wrong.
giant.
What? Why is she wrong?
There's three adaptations of Tolkien's works. There's the Hobbit, and the Lord of the Rings, there's the animated one, so 4, and then there's Russian The Hobbit, which was made by the Soviet Union back in the 80s.
That exists.
Yep, that exists. That does exist.
What?
We should watch that and see how terrible it is.
Oh
Apparently
god.
It's not that terrible. It's just Russian, so it's weird.
It's also cheap.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Cheap was an exclusive show.
Hey, okay, I draw the line.
Yeah, and the peak Portman, Noms has had a giant crush on Natalie Portman in Attack of the Clones since he was a small little head on head.
Small little down on the head.
Wait, I'm wrong.
Okay, I draw the line there.
What?
There's 5. I forgot the animated The Hobbit. There's 5 adaptations. She's wrong. I proved her wrong.
Well, like, Lord of the Rings as a whole has had 2 adaptations.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. She said and The Hobbit though, so.
Well, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit have had 2 adaptations. The animated version and the live action version. And now we're going to have the live action TV series in
Yay,
3 or
we're going
4 years. What?
Fucking drive fucking Lord of the Rings.
I've got my gun again.
There's new stuff for Lord of the Rings coming?
Yep. Amazon's making a TV show and they hired an intimacy coordinator, so there's going to be sex in it.
It's
Oh no.
I've always wondered, how do hobbits fuck? Are the feet involved? They have to be.
I assume they're like regular people, but smaller.
Yeah.
Like Born got it.
Yeah.
Where's the like dwarves?
There's
Und die Schorte.
no dishonor.
Yes, Harry.
No dishonor on Pete.
All of the dishonor.
That's blasphemy on this channel.
She's right.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yeah.
Dishonor to it.
You reput yourself.
10 lashes for you, Angel.
No,
On
it's
your
10 lashes.
you.
On your peak
Thou shalt not
Portman,
insult Pete Portman ever.
no,
Look out,
not on
you.
on your peak
Thou shalt not
Portman.
insult Pete Portman ever.
Look
No,
out,
not on his.
shall not insult King Arthur.
I didn't mean it like that, but anyway.
I see why you have the joke.
You okay there?
What are you laughing about?
I don't remember. I think it was the pegging comment where Nom's, or it was his Nom's like his masturbatory fuel poster or something.
Are you talking about people who are
Yeah,
Oh, no, that's
did,
just
did,
me.
did you watch the section when I actually blurted that verbal diarrhea out about Merlin, or did you just hear about
Why
it?
do you think I erupted?
Oh, I thought I told you, and then you came.
Yes, he told me, and then I went back to listen to it, and I
Oh,
went
I
and
see.
banged my head against a wall.
Is
I
basically.
heard how it happened.
Well, let me reiterate. So I was watching Fellowship. Well, no, it was Hobbit actually, and I was like, it just kind of freaks me. I was like, hey, Gandalf looks very similar to Merlin. I wonder if Merlin inspired Gandalf inspired Merlin. And I said that on the day. I forgot. I mean, again, verbal diarrhea. I didn't think for 2 seconds.
You don't know. You know why you don't know? Because you don't think. That's why. You don't think. You never figured out how to think.
I forgot that Merlin was tied to King Arthur, because King Arthur is a legend. So, again,
Wow.
if I remembered that Merlin was tied to King Arthur, I would have probably not said that. I realized, like, when Dunn was laughing, I was like, wait a minute. So why are you laughing? And then I just like, oh, yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Oh my
This is a
goodness.
historic moment.
Oh my goodness. At least he realized what terrible mistake he'd made.
Everybody
No,
would know his shame.
Apparently, he's committed a sin so vile to this woman that he is going to go to the deepest, darkest, coldest pit of hell.
Yeah.
Dishonor on
He
you,
did.
on your peak Portman. I draw the line.
He did.
Jesus. Never.
He fucking did. That's just
Sorry, what?
that's just a plain sin. If you think that Gandalf inspired Merlin, you are a sinner.
I just have one thing to say. There's a woman. There is a woman.
I'm a woman.
This will go down in history.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
funny.
Does anybody want to watch Batwoman?
No. I like my women to be real. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Actually tipped me off to my stupidity. I was like, yeah. Oops.
Yeah, I got a message from Cool Man in all caps. Was just like, oh my gosh.
What was the message? Can you read it to me? Don't mind.
Sure.
Like,
Let's
if
go
it's
back
not like
to it.
private.
Oh no, it's just him like screaming in all caps at you.
Yeah.
Mom is screaming and unironically asked, was Gandalf based on Merlin or was Merlin based off Gandalf? One of the guests was like, well, Merlin is from the 1400s. He thought Disney made Merlin because Sword of the Stones. Noms in bold.
Yeah.
I can't even. What? Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gosh, this reminds me just how long ago our last Game of Thrones stream was.
Yeah, it was a while back. It was like
I need
a
to
few
I need
months
to
ago.
I need to pester him a little bit more about this so I can do another one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're just occupied with Star Wars since that's Nom's passion.
Yeah. I completely understand him.
Nom, everyone in the stream is dying from laughter. One of the guys in the stream had to mute himself because he was laughing so hard. Nom is now like, I realize how dumb that was.
Jesus Christ. Again, what a woman.
What a woman.
I loved that.
Yeah, Angel Wren's really cool. She's a really cool lady.
I mean, that took me so far back. I changed my avatar back to my original.
Yeah.
Where do you go from here other than?
Bye.
Oh.
We peaked.
Yeah,
there's nowhere you can go. There's nowhere you can go from here.
Hey, Anomaly might have another surprise for us next time.
Maybe. Well,
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Transformers 2008 inspired fucking the toy line from the 80s or something. I don't know.
No.
Oh, interesting. She changed her name to Goddess Rin. Wow.
Before we go, one last question. Did the Resident Evil movies inspire Resident Evil?
Oh no!
No, they did. They did because what was it? Umbrella Chronicles took inspiration from the movies.
Oh my goodness!
Tart, take yourself out and throw yourself off a building.
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome, folks. You're welcome.
All right, this has been an amazing first stream.
We've been to the bestest ever stream, totally.
Yes, it has. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Greatly appreciate it. We will see you later.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Holy shit. Okay, we're going.